I went to the hospital on Saturday morning and only remember a few moments in the emergency room. My family told me that by Monday morning they called my sister to tell her to come to the hospital. They put me on life support and I was gone for almost 2 months. When I was in the coma, I remember being able to hear people in the room, but I couldn't wake up, I couldn't respond. I remember being very cold. I remember my sister covering me up and holding my hand. I had a very high fever. I heard the nurse scolding my sister for covering me up. She told her I needed the covers off because of the fever. My sister told the nurse that she could tell by my face that I was cold and agitated. I told her about remembering it later. She confirmed that it did happen. Funny how sisters know how to read the expressions in each other's faces. I remember hearing my brother's voice in the room. He had flown in from out of state. I knew when I heard his voice that I must be in serious shape. I remember feeling so lonely and helpless. I wasn't sure where I was, my mind was still going. I was so happy when I could hear voices in the room. Hearing voices was the only thing that told me that I was still alive. After I got out of the hospital, I kept feeling like I should go to the hospital to let families know to not leave their loved ones when they are in a coma. I had first-hand knowledge that they can hear you. I started feeling that I was drifting further and further away. I can remember asking God to please don't let my brain turn off. I felt that that was the only thing, the only sign that I was still alive. Then I felt like I was just in the dark somewhere. I must have really been struggling. I remember a male being. I remember him talking or mentally communicating with me. He kept telling me that it was okay to die, to quit fighting so hard and to just give up. He was there for a long time. All of a sudden it was like he slipped up somehow. I felt that he was evil and trying in my mind to get me to commit suicide by giving up. I remember asking God to help me and the evil being was gone. Then I remember being in a very brightly lighted place. It was like being in the air or a cloud, but I knew at the time that it wasn't a cloud. It was wonderful. The light seemed to hold me, like someone carrying or cuddling me. The only way I can describe it is feeling like I was part of the universe. I remember not feeling surprised, as if I knew all along that I would soon be there, as if I had been there before. I was more at ease than I could ever imagine in life. I sincerely felt like I was back where I came from and knew it. No one was there. Then in a distance, I saw a figure coming towards me. He stood upright like a man, yet had some sort of electrical energy around him. I don't remember him talking at first. I remember in a childlike way I said to him, "You are doing all of this," and then almost before it was out of my voice or thoughts I knew that he was God. I felt that I had been so irreverent and didn't know what to do. He was communicating with me with his presence. I don't remember anything that he said, but I know that he made me feel wonderful and at ease, not only with him being there, but with my life and with what I was experiencing. I wasn't at all afraid. I remember feeling like my brain just opened up and all the answers to life were right there flowing through my head so quickly, like all the troubles of the world, not just mine, were all going to be okay. I remember feeling amused that everything, and I mean everything, the good, the bad and the ugly in the world was all in control. It was all planned and almost wasn't even real. I felt like where I was real and that the life part had all been a dream, a test or an experience, and for some reason I came back. I've struggled with it for the past year, even felt angry because I didn't get to stay. I didn't get to remember it all, still question it all sometimes. To this day I still have quick memories, remember things that I had forgotten, I guess, as my psyche told me, who by the way has been very supportive. I lucked out and found a good one. She told me that this is the same way that we believe in God but don't know for sure. I can continue to believe that it really did happen, and someday when I meet him again I will ask him, remember in April 2001, did that really happen? Then I will know the answers for sure, but in the meantime, I am going to have to live on this earth and try to keep myself from going crazy trying to remember all the answers. Who knows, maybe I will keep remembering and by the time I go I will know.